said no. Kieran is on smoke. Kieran is actually on smoke. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Good morning. Okay, it is extremely early, so if my voice is even sounding a bit, yeah, it's very early, but I'm trying to quickly record this as soon as possible. As you guys know, I went to a wedding yesterday, so huge congrats to Love and Denzel. Wedding was honestly so beautiful. My plan was to initially watch and to see if I could have recorded yesterday, but we got in extremely late, so I watched it last night. I made some notes. I hope my notes make sense because they were notes that I made yesterday, but we're gonna get into it. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We're on the road to 29. And then by God's grace, we're going to hit 30 very soon. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number 3, get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink. I actually don't have a drink today. I'm drinking my Magic Mind shot. And I spoke to you guys about this, I think in like my last review or something, but it's pretty much a productivity shot that I take every morning. It's got like 12 active ingredients that help you beat procrastination, help with like clumsiness and things like that. Just helping you stay alert. I don't know how they've managed to do it. It's kind of scary. It's actually kind of scary, but it's actually a really good drink. And I do have a discount code called Destiny20, so you can definitely type that in on their website. One second. Destiny20, guys, every single person I put into this drink has actually rated it, so definitely be sure to click the link in the description box. But no guys, when they meant productivity shots, they literally meant it. It's such an amazing drink to start off your day. Yeah guys, let's get into today's review, because one thing I am going to start off by saying is that Kieran was on smoke. And I'm here for it, as much as I'm here for that drink. So let's start off with the two new bombshells. So you guys know we were introduced to Jesse and Trey, not yesterday, but the day before. We found out that Trey is 24. He's a commercial insurance broker, and he's from Doncaster. And Jesse is 25. She's from Leicester, but she lives in London, and she does brand partnerships, almost like account management. Now, I was definitely screaming because they didn't even allow them to change. Like, imagine going on a first date with someone and they're greeting you in hot pants. So Joey was still doing up hot pants, Jess was still doing up lace. So I will get should I speak about the dates now? Let me get into the dates. The dates were okay. Joey, when I tell people, and I've been saying this in every single review since we started doing these Love Island reviews from however yonks we've been doing it for, men will ask you why, men will kill you, sorry, and men will ask you why you are dead. Because I'll be honest with you, you could have fooled me. I would have not known that sorry guys, it's so early, but I wouldn't have known that Joey would have been the one to basically turn his head. We're going to get into it shortly anyway, because we know that whole Grace Villa ends up happening, but I would have never known that with all the nonsense that's gone on in that villa, with all the kissing, all the loving, all the this and that, I would have never thought that he would have gone on this day and been like, rah, like I really like this girl. And he made some very interesting comments, which we'll get into later on anyway, but some very interesting comments that he was making to everyone else in the villa about how the date went, which honestly shocked me. The date with Trey and Jess was, I feel like it was okay. I feel like because Jess really needs someone, she's like overly grafting, if that, like, you know, overly laughing, overly, you know, just overly everything, right? But I do feel like they did have good chat. But you know how I feel about Jess anyway, so alright, cool. So back at the villa, we know that Grace, Matilda and Harriet were having a conversation, of course speaking about the results from the heart racing challenge. Harriet was saying that she doesn't care, and Grace was saying that now that obviously Joey is on a date with this new Jessie babe, that, you know, she doesn't want to feel jealous or anything, but she did feel some type of way. But at the end of the day, like, Joey knows where home is, like, and it's just so interesting how what goes around comes around. To recognize that whatever you sow, you will reap. The scripture really ate with that verse, okay? The scripture ate with that one. Whatever you plant is what you will see. I can't plant bananas and expect grapes. I can't do that. Okay, I cannot plant for a banana tree and expect apples. It doesn't make any sense. So it's very interesting to see what's going on with Grace and Joey, okay? But this whole attitude of, oh, he knows where home is, I don't think he does. Now let's move on to Kieran now talking to Ronnie about Nicole reacting to the heart racing challenge. Everything that I said still stands. You guys know I did already mention it to you in the 2 days ago review, that I knew Nicole would make this a scene, and I knew the heart racing challenge with her not raising his heart the most, or his heart not being raced by hers. I forgot who raised his heart again. It was someone else, I don't remember. But I knew for a fact the second that result was read out, Nicole was 100% going to turn that into into a thing. I don't know why I'm fumbling my words today, so I need to get together. But in all honesty, he was saying that, you know, he just feels like no matter what he does, he's always treading on eggshells. He doesn't know why she's like that. And I actually do agree as well. Like, number one, I knew Nicole would definitely want to make this a storyline, but two, it's clearly given that this is something that she also does, probably in the scenes that we don't even see on a day-to-day basis as well, because he kept saying it's a reoccurring thing, which means sis is constantly doing it. Now let's move on to Nicole, of course, now speaking to Uma at the same time, and she was saying like, obviously, like, she doesn't know, like, it's just like, just find it a bit weird, am I overreacting? Uma was like, no, like, his heart was probably raised the most by the other babe because he just panicked. That's not it. Okay, so I think she was definitely trying to give Nicole good advice in that instance, but no, honey, that is definitely not it. And it's honestly just a game. I just need everyone to clear it and let it go. Now, moving on to Matilda and Sean having a conversation, not much to discuss about them and their challenge. Now, moving on to Uma and Will, who I actually feel like, and this is what I said in my last review, that I would love for, and the reason why I would love for the producers, sorry, to give us more scenes. Sorry, guys, it's so early, and I think that the flavors in that drink is really getting my tongue moving. But anyway, this is why I also said as well that I would love for the producers to give us more scenes of couples, as in the right amount of scenes. I don't even care if they think, oh, that's not going to be a good storyline, or that's going to be boring. We don't care, because clearly Uma and Will have taken so many new developments and made so many different changes and grown so much in their couple, but we wouldn't know. We would not know. How would we know? Okay, how do we actually know? So I do like Uma and Will together. They seem to be in a really good place. They seem to really bounce off each other as well. I just wish we were able to see much more of those developments that were taking place, because right now it's just like, oh my gosh, they seem to be really cool, but we wouldn't know how, we wouldn't know why. So, but I do like Uma and Will together. I think they suit, and yeah, I like them. Moving on to Ronnie talking to Harriet. He definitely doesn't care about Jess. Harriet definitely, I'm going to get into Harriet later. I'm going to get into Jess later. But Ronnie, actually, number one, he doesn't care. But two, it's almost like Harriet kind of tries to probe questions out of him that will result to him saying something about Jess that will trigger her. I can't explain it, but she's just like, you know, how do you feel about Jess on her day? And how do you do it? And how, like, the guy said he likes you. Let's just close the chapter and keep it there. Do I feel like Harriet should still go for this guy? No, but at this point, I don't know what to tell our good sis. So Ronnie definitely didn't care because he was just munching away. I forgot what he was eating. But in all honesty, I feel like she tries to get a reaction out of him regarding Jess. And I just don't know why, because I want that triangle to be very much over. Now let's quickly move on to Ayo and Mimi having a conversation. Guys, they got me. No, they almost had me. They almost had me, but let's not lie, there's chemistry between Ayo and Mimi, and two, their love language is sarcasm, which I absolutely love. They were speaking about, you know, Connor, and she was like, yeah, like, you think we're gonna go to the hideaway? Like, Ayo and Mimi in that scene, it was giving a little something, guys. So I think I'm okay to promote them more after Castle More, because I just don't know if Ayo was going to act or fall. Now, let's move on to Kieran now talking to Nicole. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? She was, of course, going to try to make this a situation. Of course, Kieran was like, at the end of the day, it's just a game. And then she was just like, oh, but, you know, she's pretty. And it was definitely giving projection, because, like, you're not an ugly babe as well. But it's definitely giving projection of insecurities, because you mentioned the fact that, oh, my gosh, but Grace is so pretty. And I just thought, oh, that was it. So his heart was raised by Grace. That's it. Yeah, Grace is so pretty and So it was really weird, because the dynamic went from them arguing to them now lipsing each other's faces off, and I'm over it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm very much over Nicole and Kieran. I think I'm over Nicole, because Kieran actually seems to really like, but I think I'm over Nicole. I think she tries to pick fights a lot of the time. She tries to, it's annoying. I think I'm very much over it, and she needs to not project, because the crying was unnecessary. And I'm not a heartless person, guys, I'm sorry, but it's a game. Everyone's moved on. Let's move on with them. Now, let's move on to Trey and Jessie now coming back from, the date's coming back with Jess and Joey. So they came out from the date, definitely screaming as to why Jess was holding Trey's hands like they are a couple, but okay. So of course the boys went to have their chats, and the girls also went to have their chats as well. So in regards to the girls' chats, Joey, of course, not Joey, sorry, Jess was saying that she likes really confident and ambitious guys and everything, but she definitely wants to get to know, you know, everyone else in the villa. Jess was saying, yeah, like, Trey's really good, like, he likes brunettes, tick, he likes boobs, tick, he likes lips, tick, tick, tick. You guys know how I feel about that babe, and I think that's why every time she speaks I'm just like, I don't know. Anyway, they ended up asking Grace about, you know, they ended up asking Jess, sorry, or Jessie, shall I say, about, you know, how was your date with Joey and everything? And then, you know, did he say where, like, he stands with Grace? And she was like, to be honest, I didn't really get that impression. Like, he kind of says he doesn't know where he stands. And Grace was like, he should definitely know where he stands. He should definitely know where he stands. Like, that is very clear. Like, he should definitely know. We've had that conversation. He stands with me. That's definitely the vibe that I was getting. And Jess was just like, okay, well, yeah, that's just kind of the conversation that we have. Now, at the same time, the boys were talking and Trey was saying that, you know, Jess is 100% his type, but there are other girls over there who tickle his fancy. And then Joey was saying that Jess is a really nice girl, but the chemistry that he has with Jessie is completely different to, sorry, Jess and Jessie, I need to get it together, but the chemistry that he has with Jessie is completely different to the chemistry that he has with Grace. I'm going to get into that later, because he ends up now speaking to Ronnie and telling Ronnie that, oh, there's a different type of chemistry between me and Jessie. And let me tell you something, yeah? In that 20 minutes that I was speaking to Jessie, yeah, I learned more about her than I've known about Grace throughout this entire experience. Okay, first of all, that's cap. Okay, that's firstly cap, because you've known Grace even prior to Love Island, so let's stop there. And second of all, this is really giving deja vu. This is really giving deja vu. And I have a feeling that there are two people at home laughing their asses off right now. Do you want to know who those two people are? Samantha and Omar. Thank you very much. Because what do you mean in 20 minutes, in a small conversation you've had with that babe in your hot pants, that you know more about her than you have with Grace throughout this entire experience? A babe you were seeing even prior to entering Love Island. Guys, I keep telling you, men will kill you and ask you why you're dead. Okay? Because what exactly is Joey playing at? Now, let's move on to the nighttime. We're going to explore that even further the following day, so don't worry. Nighttime, not much to discuss again, apart from Joey once again repeating what he said to Ronnie, to Matilda, that, you know, it's deep. Like, honestly, like in 20 minutes, I know more. Joey's just going to be a Joey. That's what I'm going to say. And then Grace was saying that she doesn't want to react before anything, but if she sees one red flag, she's completely gone. And then there was a lot of smooching and kisses as usual. Now, following day, let's start off with Jess. So Jess was saying that finally, and guys, am I looking into this? Of course I'm not. I never look into things too deeply. But in the morning when they woke up, and, you know, everyone's saying their good mornings and everything, why did Jess say, oh, finally, someone has finally come in that I actually like? Sorry, Connor. What? And many people didn't catch that. Number one, first thing in the morning, have you prayed? Have you brushed your mouth? No, the first thing you're doing is being shady. Okay. Second of all, was that comment necessary? Was that comment necessary? Because did you even give Connor a chance? No. Third of all, did you have to say such a comment in the presence and midst of other people like that? Guys, that girl is weird. Do people think I'm joking? Because why did she say that? I'm sorry. Why did she say that? Very strange thing to say. Of course, now, following morning as well, Trey saying that he had a really good day, and Jessie also saying that she had a good day as well. Now, Harriet was now speaking to Grace about the entire situation, and Grace basically said that she was completely fuming. Like, she was pissed off. He hasn't even spoken to me today. I just find it muggy. How can you say that this? How can you say that? Blah, 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 blah. It's just really confusing. Like, I'm really torn. I can't believe it. At the same time, Joe was now speaking to Will and saying, like, you know, we haven't been completely closed off. Like, at the end of the day, I've told her she's free to explore, and I'm also free to explore as well. I'm going to get into them shortly because they end up having a conversation. So now Joey ends up pulling Grace for a chat, and he pretty much said that his feelings hasn't changed at all, and that he's sorry that this has happened. Now, that was a weird thing to say, because even Grace was like, sorry for what has happened. Like, you haven't even told me what's been going on. So he was like, obviously, you know, at the girl, we have a really good vibe. I really want to get to know her and everything. And the thing is, it's like, guys, not that I like Joey, okay? It's not that I like Joey, but this is literally deja vu. And it's not that I don't like Grace either, but she's so triggered by this situation, but she done it to another babe. Am I the only one remembering what happened to Samantha? Has everyone in that villa lost their marbles? Like, this whole, oh, like, you know, what you're not going to do is get to know another girl and everything when you've made it clear that we're okay, and now I just have to sit and watch. I'm sorry, but another babe also had to do that because of you. I'm sorry, like, what's not clicking? What's actually not clicking? And then even Grace tried to make a sneaky comment about the whole Samantha situation, and then she was just like, oh, but even like with the whole Samantha, and then Joey was just like, whoa, 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 like, what? Like, I know she mentioned Connor and Omar or whatever, and I'm just like, whoa, first and foremost, right? what you're not going to do, guys, it's a lot to dissect here when you think about it. Because at the end of the day, Grace was trying to get to know Connor and Omar, but when Joey approached you about it, instead of you to be open and honest at the fact that you wanted to get to know them, you started playing woe is me. Oh no, oh, I don't know why they would get that impression. I like you. Ah, babe, what's not clicking? Like, I find it so hard to feel sorry for the babe. I'm so sorry because, yeah, what I said stands. I'm so sorry. Like, this whole, oh, how can you do this? How can you do that? When you were even put in a position to get to know other people, you were doing up woe is me, and you made it seem like the guys who were interested in you, the black guys to be precise, were the ones that were going crazy. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but in all honesty, bringing up the Oma situation was it was a dead end, Bill. She was never going anywhere with that situation. But once again, this is payback time. This is payback time for Samantha, Connor, and Omar. Am I saying I'm rooting for Joey and Jesse? Not necessarily, but am I rooting for Joey and Grace? Not necessarily too. So we're just going to have to deal with it, babes, and you're going to have to dry your eyes. You're going to have to dry your eyes because the comments you're making about, oh, I'm not going to watch, I don't stand for that, is exactly what you put Samantha through as well. So Joey's just going to be a Joey. Those are my thoughts on that, okay? Now, of course, now Grace now ended up pulling the girls for a chat and she ended up crying. It's definitely given deja vu. Like, this is Samantha's scene all over again, just with another cast member, okay? Now, Jesse now ended up pulling Joey for a chat, and it was just so interesting seeing the two scenes. I'm not a bad person, guys. I'm laughing because it's awkward, right? But obviously Grace crying and laughing with the girls, and you know you're the prize, don't need to worry, which I'm tired of hearing, by the way. I'm tired of hearing prize this season. And then Jesse and also Joey. Do I feel like Joey is really interested in Jesse like that? No, I feel like it is very early, but also at the same time, like, he can't be saying stuff like, oh, I've known more about her in 20 minutes than I have ever known about Grace, because you've known Grace even prior to Love Island even kicking off. So I think it's just Joey. It's another excuse for him to get to know someone else, but they haven't really confirmed that they were closed off at the same time as well. So there's a lot of arguments that we can bring into this, but those are my thoughts on that. Now, of course, it ended up being nighttime and they ended up playing Never Have I Ever. Prior to that game taking place, Uma was speaking to Grace, and Grace was breaking down how Joey basically mugged her off prior to this situation, so she feels like it's deja vu. Like, I feel like I'm experiencing the same feelings again, that things were going good and then things started to fizzle out, and then Joey basically called her and was blunt, like saying he doesn't want to be with her anymore, and she's feeling that way in regards to the whole Jesse situation too. And Nicole was talking to Kieran. Kieran was just letting her know that, you know, it's just us two. So when I say it's us two, just know that it's us two. I'm going to get into Kieran later because he definitely ate with that ending, but I'm very much over Nicole, out of the Nicole and Kieran duo. So that's that. Now let's move on to Never Have I Ever. The questions that they ask always suck, and I say this every single review whenever they do end up playing this game, because you guys are not asking good questions every day. Never have I ever drank hot Ribena, because I know a lot of you haven't drank that yet. Yeah, I know a lot of you haven't drank that, but just good questions, you know. The questions that they give, like, maybe it's just me being an auntie about it, I don't really know, but or maybe it's the Christian in me, I don't know. I just think the questions are just a bit bluff, like, they don't really tingle me. So I'm not going to get into all the questions, but we'll get into some of them that obviously led to further discourse. And Kieran ripping everybody's singlet one by one. Kieran, he really ate in today's episode. He really 4+4 that. Okay, cool. So let's start off with Never Have I Cheated on My Partner. Of course, Kieran drank and he was literally blunt with it. I just want to make it clear as well that every single time Kieran drank, Nicole was just rolling her eyes and all these really awkward, sorry, I thought I saw a spider, all these really awkward faces. Now, Sean ended up drinking. I said, Sean, you actually cheating? He said he lips the babe on a night out. Never have I ever... Okay, I don't remember the other one that I had, but I did write here that Kieran said that he slept with someone who was 20 years... Oh, no, that was it. If you ever slept with someone 20 years older than you or something random like that, I don't remember. But Kieran announced that he slept with someone who was 48 at the age of 18. That woman needs to go to jail. And even me made a very valid comment, like, what exactly can you guys even be talking about? There's really not much to discuss, but I'm sorry. it's weird. And now I understand why he has over 100 bodies by the age of 21, because what exactly is an 18-year-old doing with a 48-year-old? Someone should let me know. Of course, everyone was laughing, and Nicole said she didn't understand why. Then that's when Kieran said, you know what, I'm not in anyone's mood right now. So I'm actually just going to start telling your singlets one by one. So Kieran was like, you know, you can laugh if you want, but at the end of the day, it's water under the bridge. So yeah, it's not really much like, no one needs to be getting upset. No one needs to be angry. Okay. The next one was Never Have I Ever Been Two-Faced. Harriet and Jess obviously drank, and they drank to each other. So they were looking in each other's eyes. Of course, Ronnie ended up drinking as well. Jess now started going on a little rant, saying, obviously, if I said it to your face, I've said it to your face, and if you don't like it, you can go suck one. I was just thinking, girl, Harriet was of course running her. Harriet and Jess, as long as they're both in that villa, they're going to be on each other's necks. Those girls are never, ever, ever going to be friends. Now, of course, Kieran now drank, and he was just like, you know what, people make comments, and straight after, no guys, Kieran was actually on smoke. And I think Kieran is on smoke because, number one, he's coupled up with a flipping macro manager. You know, the managers that always want to see what you're doing, always want to be all up in the videos, whatnot. He's coupled up with her, number one. And also number two as well, after you guys done what you done to let my mate Omar go, I can never look at you guys the same. So obviously Kieran now goes, people make comments, and straight after, be nice to me and say to Harriet, be careful of him, and all of this, like, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna cut the BS. It's Harriet. I said, yeah? What do you mean? I said, whoa. So Harriet was just like, what? You know how Harriet is as well, like, I don't think she's slow, but I think maybe, you know, there's just some people you have to, like, who don't hear firstly, and two, you just have to repeat things in order for them to hear it. So Harriet was just like, what? Sorry, I didn't get that. Like, what did he just say? Like, and Kieran's like, no, Harriet first speaks, and Harriet was just like, oh, like, you know what, Kieran, like, you're just so immature. And that's another thing I don't like. First and foremost, Kieran gives me very mature vibes in this villa because he seems to be one of the most clued up people there. And second of all, I think they try and like, that's a very annoying dig. He already knows that he's the youngest in the villa, but this whole, oh, you're just so immature. Like, what makes him immature? If anything, Harriet, you've also acted extremely immature with this whole Ronnie and Jess situation. So, you know, let's pick our battles, babes. Let's pick our battles. So obviously, Kieran now came back again, and it was giving, hey, bullets, bass. Like, Kieran was ripping singlets, chewing them, and he actually just did not care. So obviously now, he now says, I haven't been second choice like 3 times. I said, yep, Otito, it's finished. It's finished, Harriet. What more can you say? What can you add on to this one? Okay. Of course, Matilda was like to Harriet, did you hear that? Did you say what he said? No. What did you just say again? Did you hear that? And Harriet was just like, no, like, what did you say? I think she was still dealing with the insult from before that. She wasn't even able to process what Kieran said. Obviously now Kieran ended up repeating it, which let me know, Matilda as well, babe is not a good friend, because someone literally just abused your friend in your presence and you're saying, did you hear that, babe? Say it again. It wasn't making sense. So obviously now he repeated it, and then Harriet was like, F you, and he was like, you wish. I said, no, Kieran is on smoke. Kieran is actually on smoke. Obviously, Harriet instantly started crying, and she started crying because there was no more fight left in her. That's just the reality of it. And then she ended up walking off. Of course, Matilda, Grace, and I think another babe went to go and follow her. And that's why I just said Matilda's a very interesting one as well, because you just told this guy to repeat the insult, and now you're following the girl like, no, babe, honestly, like, it's okay. It's not okay. And you're not okay. Okay, you're not okay as well. I'm so sorry. It was really giving passports like left, right, and center. Jess obviously was just like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna give it, you have to be able to take it. Like, that's just how the game is. And the thing is, Jess doesn't like Harriet, so any opportunity for her to leech onto anything that involves Harriet, of course she's just gonna go and run with it. But of course, once again, like, Matilda and the other babe, I think Grace went and found someone else maybe was just asking her, are you okay? And of course Nicole was just sitting there with Kieran. I know for a fact in today's episode that's going to be another storyline there as well, but in all honesty, I need to give it to Kieran. He really came with the heat. He came with the smoke. And I think he's annoyed, number one, because he's coupled up with a babe who is extremely annoying, but also number two, his best mate is gone. And you guys allowed Omar to go for what? For Sean. Like, come on, man. Because Sean, it's too much, guys. It's just too much. But in all honesty, like I said, men will kill you and ask you why you are dead. So I'm not really surprised at the way that Joey is acting. But also, Grace, my sympathy, sadly, is capped, because everything you're experiencing is everything that Samantha went through. And for the nonsense the nonsense you even tried to pull with Connor and Omar, Babe, I'm sorry, I ain't got any words. Okay, I just don't know what to say. But no, honestly, I have to give it to Kieran for holding yesterday's episode down. The spirit of Scottisha is very much in that villa, alive and ripe in the spirit of Kieran. Okay, but yeah guys, those are my thoughts on today's episode. Overall, well, yesterday's episode, Saturday anyway. Overall, I do feel like it was quite an okay-ish episode. I do think Castle and Moore needs to come very soon because I don't see the need for these 2 new bombshells, but I do think there is going to be a dumping very soon as well, just before Castle and Moore. So, but yeah guys, those are my thoughts on tonight's episode, or yesterday's episode. I'm twisting my words because I need to start my day, but I really hope you guys did enjoy this review. As always, comment down below, let me know how you also found it, and also be sure to check the description box for my discount code Destiny20 for your Magic Mind shot. Guys, honestly, the way my day is going to be so productive. I drink these every single day, like every day, every morning. This is part of my diet. I literally drink it and I have great days, honestly. So yeah, that is it. I'm rambling and I've got a lot to do. So as I usually always say, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, have a lovely day, and I'll see you later on tonight.